Welcome to Well-Traveled Life with Jonathan and Jennifer. And today we're going to be talking about our trip to Wick, Scotland.
We went from Brora, where we left you last.
We made a really great stop in Dornoch, where we will show you around the town as well as the beach, where we can't wait to show you one of the great community projects we saw there, and a bit of the Royal Dornoch Golf Course.
Yeah.
And we drove up the coastline north into that little peninsula ahead of Scotland, and we got up to Wick. Wick is the farthest town on the northeastern side of Scotland until you get to John O'Groats.
Right. Yeah, and I would say Wick is the largest town or city in that region.
But first we spent much of the day in Dornoch.
That was our first stop. It was pretty spectacular. A lot of very large stone buildings, everything from jails to restaurants to hotels.
It was a really great city with some great Highland history.
The church.
A large cathedral church in that area. So we had a nice walk about that with Tammy. And
yes, Tammy was with us on this trip.
Enjoyed seeing that. We happened to be there while there was a wedding going on in a church. We saw all the guests arrive.
Lots of fascinators and lots of kilts.
Kilts to bagpipes and so on, and we were able to film a little of that.
Tammy and I did a little thrift shopping while we were there, and Tammy found a golf ball from
St. Andrews.
Was it St. Andrews? Yeah, she was very excited to bring that home to her husband. Rod, we hope you loved that gift. You're going to notice the storms were definitely coming in throughout this ride. We left Brora in the sun, and by the time we got to Wick, it was storming.
Hope you enjoy this video.
So if you've been following us, you know we started in Glasgow, made our way up the center of the country, and started the North Coast 500 in Inverness. Since then, we have traveled up the eastern side of the coast and went from Brora, where we'll hit the very top and come back around. As we headed north, trees, homes, and towns became fewer and further between. But the views were constant, and the vistas that took your breath away became more frequent. Landscapes here just seem exaggerated. If they're bare, they're barren. If there's storms, it's stormy.
Even if you've never flown before, you can take a chance and try once more.
If it's old, it's in ruins. And if there was a view, it was stunning.
Don't let your worries weigh you down, down, down.
Our stop in Dornoch took us to this town on the water's edge that has artifacts of a civilized history since the 8th century, but wasn't first in recorded history until the 12th century. In the Scots language, Dorn refers to pebbles, so it is thought that it was the place of fist-sized pebbles that were used as weapons. But it is now known as a seaside resort with lots of things to do and see. The center of town is anchored by the former Bishop's Palace, which is now the Dornoch Castle Hotel, and the cathedral, which was built in 1224, burned down in 1570 by the Mackays during some local feuding, and then not rebuilt again until 1835. In 1924 and 1926, the interior was reordered, paying homage to the Sutherland family who had their burial site inside on the raised altar. Whether you're looking for history, natural beauty, or Highland village life, Dornoch has a little bit of everything for everyone. The Dornoch History Links Museum is more than just a building with exhibits inside. There are some exhibits outside, and you have trails that will take you through the history of Dornoch from the earliest times to current cultures. These two lampposts were originally lit with gas and have been donated to the museum because they come from Dornoch. In 1886, the Duke and Duchess of Sutherland welcomed the Prince and Princess of Wales and the Duke of Edinburgh, who attended morning service there. But it's not just royalty who's there. Madonna's son, Rocco, was baptized in the cathedral the day before her wedding to Guy Ritchie in a nearby castle. The Royal Dornoch Golf Course was voted as one of the 5 best golf courses outside of the United States by Golf Digest.
You can take a chance and try once more. Don't let
It sits perched just above the Dornoch Beach, a blue flag beach indicating its status as a certified environmentally sustainable beach. Criteria indicators include quality, safety, environmental education, and information, and the provision of services and general environmental management. And we saw all of those indicators at work on this beach. Not only is it beautiful, clean, pristine, but the community has ensured that it is a place to enjoy for everybody.
Don't let your worries weigh you down. You can stay.
I was so impressed to find beach wheelchairs at the beach. Yay, Dornoch, that's a win. We visited with one of the volunteers who told us a little bit about the program.
Hi, I'm Roisin and part of Dornoch Beach Wheelchairs. We're an independent charity based here in Dornoch, and we manage ourselves, operate ourselves.
In an effort to make the village more accessible, they were addressing issues in town. But they then realized that the beach also had accessibility issues, and they turned their focus to wheelchairs for the beach.
Well, the beach wasn't accessible to everyone, and that's where the idea of the beach wheelchairs came. So again, the same group of people, they raised the funding and got all the equipment and the shed set up for Dornoch Beach Wheelchairs, and have been very proactive in developing a very able group of volunteers to run just not the shed, but also the market stall in the summer, do a lot of fundraising during the year. We don't charge anyone for the use of the chairs, we just want everyone to get to the beach. But we do take donations, and a lot of local businesses are exceedingly supportive.
And we put a link to the organization in the description. With a variety of wheelchairs available, including this electric-powered one, which can be operated completely independently by the user themselves or maneuvered from behind by a companion. Additionally, there are manual chairs that are built for different sized people and different body types. So larger chairs, children's chairs, and some chairs that patrons are able to simply use to get down to the beach and then use as a roller or wheeler as they walk along the beach if they have the ability to do so. While we were there, we saw multiple families taking advantage of the chairs, including this young lady who was there with her grandmother and her mother to go for a walk. We are on the wide beaches of Dornoch. The waters are calm. The skies are gray, but it's not raining right now. It has been raining earlier. It's a perfect day. You don't have to do the NC 500 to see Dornoch, but if you are doing it, this is a must-stop place. Continuing to head up that eastern seashore, you will see lots of farms, the occasional B&B.
Now we only get one life, I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my
But very few real towns until you get up to Wick.
love it when it's me and you.
Wick, like most of the region of Caithness, was originally a part of Norway, and the word Wick comes from the Old Norse Vik, or Viking. There is early Viking history here from as far back as the Iron Age, and there have been bracelets and brooches that have been found from the Old Norse kings. It was during the reign of William the Lion from 1165 to 1214, at which time Wick and Caithness all became part of Scotland, as the Norse earls held to the King of Scotland.
Strive to the open air. Yeah, the country's
Wick was built as a herring town in the 19th century during the herring boom of the time. It became a refuge for people that had been ousted from their homes in the Highland clearances. Because of its location on a large triangular bay with its mouth of the River Wick right there also, there are 3 different harbors, making it an ideal location for all of that herring fishing and curing. That trade fell off after the First World War, and the city is now probably best known for the Pulteney Distillery, the old Caithness Glass Factory, and the Old Man of Wick, or the Old Wick Castle. Originally built in the 1100s, after a series of inheritances, marriages, and sales, it ended up in the hands of the Dunbar of Hempriggs from 1690 to 1910 when it was abandoned. In the city of Wick, you will find Ebenezer Place, which is the world's smallest street. Once it received an official postal address, which is at the entrance to the #1 bistro at the Mackay Hotel, it was officially recorded as the shortest street in the world and takes up just the space of the doorway. In keeping with the castle ruin theme, there is also the Keys Castle, which is just about halfway between Wick and John O'Groats. It is visible from the road, and you have pull-off stops where you can get out and get great views of the surrounding countryside. The castle itself was replaced by a baronial mansion and was allowed to go to ruin.
the twilight's gentle flow. In the dance of fading light we grow.
The barren nature in this part of the country is partly due to climate, but a lot of that is due to over-farming, over-grazing by sheep and cattle. So we did see a fair amount of replanting and tree planting going on, and hopefully in years to come you will see more trees in these northern highland areas.
So mine, but without you, I'm lost. I'm lost.
As the clouds gathered and the storms brewed, we made our way up and around to John O'Groats and then on to Dunnet Head.
Boats are leaking, soon the walls will be giving in. Anytime now, anytime now. Another shrug of the shoulders.
Thanks so much.
You are. We're with our
I
friend
stole your
Delphine
thunder.
today. Yeah, I was going to do that. I was just thinking about
You
that.
do it.
No, that's good.
Yeah, no, you do it.
Today we're going to be talking about our trip to Wick, the town of Wick in Scotland.